What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Excuse me. Girl, daily maintenance. Gotta make sure these things is moisturized. You know, it gets to a certain point where you kind of thin out and you have your little breakage. So you gotta make sure your stuff is moisturized so, you know, it can cut down on that. Plus, I gotta do a detox. I have my locks for over 10 years. I have yet to do an actual detox. And that's like with some apple cider vinegar, soaking my stuff in some apple cider vinegar, I believe, and some baking soda. I'm gonna do it with my sister when she come over here. Mind you, I gotta go get my hair done, but I'm debating on whether or not I should just leave it like this. I know I'm gonna leave it like this for the time being, but I do for Thanksgiving. Well, no. What's coming up? What's the holiday? Christmas. So my sister coming over here for Christmas, and then we're going to LA. We're going to California the next day. We got a plane to California because then we gotta we get on the boat. Girl, we get on the boat. We're going somewhere for a couple of days. I don't know. But hey, anyway, you guys, how are you doing? I know everybody is having a better day than somebody. Girl. Anyway, truth be told, I'm hot. It's warm up in here. It's cold as ever outside. Yesterday it was like 17 degrees. I said, oh my God, what? And do you want to know what I did yesterday? I went outside in a hoodie. Okay, like not a jacket, but a literal hoodie, and I ain't had no shirt underneath it. That's all I wore. Girl, let me tell you something. You be up in Chicago and you be up in the Midwest with all this winter stuff. You know how to acclimate yourself to it. Okay, you know how to get through it. But anyway, girl, let's get through it. Okay, because somebody has been going through it. Truth be told, girl, truth be told, where the light at? I knew it felt like something was off. There it is. Girl, what the fuck? No, that's not the one I want. Get your shit together, Ashley. That's the one I want. It's a little bright. A little glossy. Can y'all see me? But anyway, yeah, girl. It's somebody hasn't been having such a good day. Good past couple of days or so. And truth be told, I'm not even mad at it. Y'all already know how I feel. But hey, I really just wanted to get on here and talk about that for a second because ain't really nothing else coming on. Girl, let me start this off with this mess, okay? We talked about Masika last week, right? Masika. When I tell y'all, after all of those, that whole situation that happened with Masika that was going on with her baby daddy, slash the father of baby daddy slash her estranged husband. Now we understand that y'all was not together like that. 9 out of 10, like you said, you was in the process of going through a divorce. You coming on social media and posting your pictures of you grieving, quote unquote, and I put those in big quotes because it looked all staged, all right? You had your own photographer and you want to say that you didn't, but I really feel like you did, okay? You had your own photographer. You're putting all this stuff up here. And then when people are calling you out on it and saying that it looks so fake, it looks so phony, it looks performative, including your estranged husband's family, you want to get on here trying to defend yourself and try to say, oh, you did more for this man in his passing, and you cried so much for this man and all this stuff or whatever, woo 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 woo, only to try to come at us and tell us that we need to shut our mouths up because we don't know what's going on, and then for you to pop out literally the very next day after you posted that. You popped out with a nigga. He posted love of my life. You reposting, y'all in the bed together, y'all up in the club together and all this stuff. Now, granted, I get it. You said that y'all was, on the outs for like 2 years and y'all was in the process of getting a divorce. But my thing is, don't get up here trying to make it seem like you was so heartbroken that this man passed away. And yes, I understand that, sometimes feelings do change when death comes upon us, and it overwhelms us sometimes or whatever. And I do understand that she maybe could have been crying for her kids, but that is not the case. It's Masika, and that is not the case. And the thing of it is, we don't have a problem with the fact that you moved on because y'all was in the process of getting a divorce, right? It's the optics, it's the timing, and it's you getting up here because we know how you are. You come from loving hip hop Hollywood, and you ain't been nothing but a stunt queen, 304, and all of that shit from day one. And you're going on to the next person that can probably benefit and take care of your lifestyle. That's it. And then I heard that the person that she with used to be with Chrisean Rock. Your standards are really low. Your standards are really low. Y'all remember on Love and Hip Hop, but then again, she was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Her and Nikki Baby. Her and Nikki Baby was going back and forth over Molly Mall, who was a sex trafficker. Are you serious? See how the standards, and then she's still in the gutter. She's still in the gutter. Now, when we talk about Nikki Baby, she kind of learned a little bit, but at the same time, I ain't finna give her too much. I ain't finna give her all of that, okay? Because I know how that family work, and I know that they be over there saying the N-word and all that stuff. Girl, I ain't forget. You ain't black, okay? Just because you had a half a black dick in you, and when I say a half a black, because they half and half. That's just really what it is. You know, them bald people say they half and half, but yeah. And then you got a baby or two, bam, okay? And then that Rashida girl come and she took your man. Or did she really take your man? Or did he just walk over there to her? He walked over there to her, stayed with her, got married to her, and got her pregnant. Did he get married to her? All of that mess that happened. And then came out taunting this girl. Taunting Nikki. And Nikki, you know what? I'm going to give you a slight bit more. Okay? I'm going to ease up off you for a slight bit. Because you did something that I never do. I just am not mature enough. I'm telling you, at my grown age, I got a birthday coming up next month. Bitch, I got a birthday coming up. I got a birthday coming up literally in a month. In 3 days. Wait. Do we count today as a day? Girl, I don't know. 3 days. We're going to say a month and 3 days. She was there for that woman who came in knowing that man was in a relationship with her and still was with him willingly and did not give 2 ounces of a shit of a care. Okay? Bragging about it, taunting the girl on social media, posted about it. Basically, nah, boo boo, I got your man, can't do nothing about it. Okay? It was one of those type of situations. Got pregnant, just throwing it all out there. Was coming at the girl and everything. Only for you to do all of this behind a man who literally did not even stay for a whole month. You said that man did not even show up for your child's birth. And that Nikki Baby had been there for you and gave you grace. Nikki, you are so better of a woman than I would ever be in this situation. First of all, I'd never be in this situation. And second of all, I know if I were in this situation, it just wouldn't have been me. Okay? And I understand that, you know, technically speaking and biologically speaking, their kids are siblings. So you got to have the kids in their lives, you know, let them know who their siblings are. But I don't know if I was mature enough to do some shit like that. Not this soon. Not this soon after all of that. Absolutely not. Okay? And y'all got to be careful. Y'all be thinking that y'all got a prize. Y'all be thinking that y'all be doing stuff. And then it's like, that's literally what the whole lesson of it is been for the past few days. People do stuff to other people and think that they're the exception. Think that the stuff, you see the history of what's been going on. You see how this person been treating this person, and you come in and you think, oh, they won't do that to me. I'm different. And you get done the same exact way. God damn. Gotta be more careful, bitch. Gotta be more careful, okay? But y'all finna be besties now? Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, what else is going on? I gotta find my notes. Y'all, I wrote my notes. Mind you, in my notes, what I did for Masika, I said Masika is full of shit. That's all it is. A lot of people is full of shit today. Okay? A lot of people are full of shit today. Another person that's full of shit, but I'm gonna let it pass because they look cute. I'm told y'all already, I'm shallow when it comes to certain things, okay? It is what it is. I can admit my flaws. I can admit my faults and my flaws, okay? Portia Williams, bitch, you ain't near another gay. You ain't near another lesbian, okay? You are a woman who probably, a little curious. You like to dibble and dabble, but you probably definitely wouldn't call yourself bisexual. And truth be told, if I can't wait until she actually say that girl is her girlfriend, okay? So a couple of months ago or so, Portia was giving some type of interview or whatever, and they had asked her about her dating life after this whole situation that was going on with her ex-husband, Simon Guobadia, okay? And she said, well, I'm in the process of dating. Girl, I'm dating a woman and I'm dating a man, okay? And so, which there's nothing wrong with that. Let's just be clear about it. And a lot of people probably have something to say about it because, one, when we really first saw Portia, she was just so primped. And, you just wouldn't think that she would do that because she was like being held back. You know what I'm saying? Because Cordell wanted her a certain way. And then, she grew up in the church and all that stuff. And then the videos started coming out of her preaching in the church against homosexuality and all of this stuff and woo, 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 right? A lot of the girls got a lot of anti-gay shit on them. You know what I'm saying? So homophobic stuff on them, and all of a sudden they kissing girls too. Okay? Now, does that apply to the girl-on-girl action or just the guy-on-guy action? Because trust and believe it's a difference. I'm telling you, it's unfortunate, but for some, girl-on-girl, the lesbians is more tolerable than the gays. That's messed up when we all doing the same thing, which is loving the same gender. Okay, and being ourselves and not bothering nobody. That's just really what it is. But all of a sudden, they had already figured out who it was. We gonna figure out who it is. And I came across it on Instagram one day. They was like, yeah, Sway is allegedly the person that, she's supposed to be with, the girl, the stud. And I was like, oh, she got a stud, bitch. You got a successful grown-ass stud too, bitch. Okay, because she owns like a suite of salons and stuff like that. She got her own money, okay? She got her own money. And I said, yeah, she got to have something to get with Portia, Portia ain't never been with a broke nigga. Okay, ain't never been with a broke nigga or a broke bitch. All right, listen. Allegedly, she was with Candy. I don't know. They cool. She with Sway. She got her little money. Okay, she was with Dennis. Mind you, Sway last name is McKinney. I think her first name is Patrice Sway McKinney. Dennis McKinney. Are they related? Is you dating in the family, bitch? Out of all the people out there in Atlanta, you had to get somebody with the same last name as your baby daddy. And you know what? Studs love playing stud daddy, step stud daddy to women's kids. I don't know what it is, but they love that shit. I guess I'm not a real stud because I don't love that. I don't love that. Absolutely not. No shade. I mean, if my partner was to have kids, I love them, but that's not what I set out for. And these days, you can't even have that as a goal of, let me not get with somebody that is child-free and all that stuff, childless, because 9 out of 10, these lesbians got kids too. All right. Sometimes they late in life lesbians. Sometimes, they wanted to start a family regardless and they do what they got to do and they still lesbians. And that's just how it is. I ain't got time to question it. Preferably, I would like you being child free. But at the same time, I know how the world works and I know how things are and I know how reality is. And it's a bigger possibility that you're going to have a child that I probably end up with. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in a relationship with you. That's just really what it is. Okay. But I'm not finna play stud daddy. Okay, I'm not finna play stud stepdaddy, and I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Call me Ashley. You don't have to call me anything else. That's just it. So then you get that going on, and Portia put out a couple of weeks ago, or I should say a few days ago, I think it was Sway's birthday, and she actually posted her, said happy birthday, all this, showing the video, and she was with her at another event and all that stuff, but they weren't so chummy. They was like regular, and this event was with the girls. I think it was at a K Michelle event or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now she done posted her on the Instagram. I was like, say that the girl is your girlfriend. You ain't dating that man, because we ain't never seen a man. I said, you know what? The man got the real piece. But she was swayed by the plastic. She was swayed by the strap because she must have really, really knew how to work that. Okay? She must really, really know how to strap that. And then you got the strap and the tongue and the finger combination and being excellent at all of that. Yeah, He ain't stand a chance. We don't even know who his name is. We don't know what the man looked like. We don't know who his name is, or I should say what his name is. We don't know nothing, but we know about the girl. I said, you know what, Portia? You over here playing around with the studs and all that stuff, and you really think that your ass got hurt when you was over there with playing around with Simon and Cordell and all them other niggas that you was fucking around with. Wait till you get with a goddamn stud. We'll see how long this shit lasts. No shade. This is one of those situations where you literally sit back and you say, I see how long this lasts. I see how long this lasts, and I will see how the aftermath is, because baby, they gonna cut up. They gonna cut up, okay? It is what it is, girl. Welcome to the dark side, okay? You better listen to what they say about the studs. We will put you through hell. Not on purpose. Well, some people do. Me, I don't. I'm just so happy to go through that. Moving on from that, congratulations, I guess. You know, girl, the straight girls always playing around over here for whatever reason. When a nigga break your heart, oh, I don't want to fuck with these niggas no more. Let me give me a bitch. Bitch, we gonna fuck you over too. I'm sorry to say it like that, but somebody got to say it like that. Somebody got to be real, okay? We got to be honest with ourselves. It happens. It happens. No matter what gender. And truth be told, it's going to be worse with a woman. I'm just going to tell you that. But anyway, moving on from that, and speaking of Kandi and freaking Todd, bitch, it's just getting worse and worse by the minute. What is going on? Okay, now Todd Drick, what's happening? Kandi, I need y'all to sit up here and to literally one at a time have a one-on-one and just tell me like what's going on, because you gotta be you can't be serious, because at the end of the day it's like I was one of the few that actually thought that Kandi and Todd was cute together. I was one of the few that actually thought that Todd really loved this lady and really wanted to be with this lady and didn't want nothing of her stuff, right? And I don't know if I still feel that way about didn't want none of her stuff, but then again, they were together for 11 years, so it's like, I do want to leave with something. So I understand that part, right? Okay, cool. But see, Todd, it ain't really making you look good, and then you're not trying to make Kandi look good at the same time, because we already came out and said that they're getting divorced. Kandi put that statement out right after BravoCon, okay? Then, you know, she said in an interview where she was on her Amazon Live and she was talking about it. Somebody had asked a question and she was like, girl, I've been going through it. It's been going through a lot these days, okay? But she gonna get through it. Okay, cool. Then it comes out today, well, a couple of days ago, that Todd is filing for primary custody of Lil Blaze and Ace, okay? Basically saying the kids are always with him anyway because of her workload. And we've seen on Real Housewives of Atlanta that Kandi is a workhorse, okay? Kandi likes to work, all right? She's about that dollar bill and everything. She wants to be secure. She has to be financially secure. She's going to get a budget here. She's going to get a business there. And she's going to make a stream of revenue anywhere she can, any way possible, right? And you know, so on the one hand, I can understand it, but at the same time, it feels like you putting that out there and trying to make it seem like as punishment because you're not always around, or trying to make it seem like Kandi's never around because all she do is work and she's putting her work before the kids, whatever. That's how it's coming out to me. And again, he could literally just be saying, no, they just need stability at this point because, you know, she's going to be working and she's going to be traveling and they don't need to be doing all of that with her. They need to have an actual childhood and stay in one place for a long period of time while she's out here doing her thing, whatever. That could be what it is. But, you know, people like to shame mothers who work, okay? And who are career driven as well. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as if you can only have one. You can't have one or the one. You can't have both. You have to have one or the other. So I don't know what that motive is, right? But also, this is where Todd truly had me fucked up at, because Todd said, or allegedly, they said that he is trying to see if the prenup is enforceable or not enforceable, because he feels as though he was forced and his hand was pushed to go ahead at the last minute without any representation to sign the prenup. He's not trying to enforce that prenup, okay? He wanted to be basically taken out. And if that prenup get thrown out, that means they have to rework the division of assets and everything that was worked in that whole prenup that set out, if we are married for this amount of time and if we get divorced, you are entitled to this, 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 and this. That's what a prenup does, right? Help protect you. Well, if that shit gets thrown out, now we can go to court and I can come up here and say, no, I don't want just that. I want this, 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 and a dog too, bitch. Okay? And you can't have nothing. I want a piece of this business, a piece of that business. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But even though you started it before I even met you or knew about you, I still want a taste of it. That's what he trying to do. Okay? And if it goes through, I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to say that if the judge or whoever it is allow that to go through, the judge probably had it out for Kandi. That's all I'm going to have to say about that. Because like Kandi doing now, and I feel like it's the right thing, Ty must have forgot that all of this shit was recorded. Bitch! Kandi must have knew. Okay? She said, let me get up on this camera. Let me put my life up here. Let me do all this for just in case purposes, okay? And you know Andy and Kandi, they good girlfriends. Okay? So I know Andy is about to have Kandi back in this whole situation. But like she said, we're going to use the footage from our shows to show the wedding special, all of that stuff, to show that your hand wasn't pushed and the prenup wasn't sent to you at the last minute. You stalled it out to the last minute because you didn't want to sign it. We saw the show. I seen every goddamn show that Kandi had put out on Bravo, bitch. The family show with her and the old lady gang, Kandi in the gang, all of that shit, bitch. We done seen it all. It's all right there. Now, Todd, you gotta stop. Okay? Now the people looking at you like it really was a scheme that you set up to try to get the lady money. God damn. Okay? You're looking like you're making Bertha come true with the word. Mama Joyce just sitting over there like, I told you not to get with that man. I already told you there was something I didn't like about him. And this is why I told you was too good for him. Because all he wanted was your money. And then look at what he doing. Now he's trying to take your babies too. Yeah, that's Mama Joyce. She just over there. I know she just gritting her teeth like, I told this bitch. She my daughter. I love her, but I told her. And I really hope it's not that. Baby, I really hope it is not that. Todd, because I actually really like them little they was the perfect height for each other. Listen, they both short as shit. But he was probably like he was probably like half an inch taller than her. And it was so cute. But I don't want this to get messy like that. I don't want this to get messy. And then it came out today that allegedly an insider came out and said to people that Kandi and Todd was having trouble for a while now, and Kandi was not happy because she had found out that Todd was talking to other women. And if you know the word women, that's plural. That means more than one. 9 out of 10, it means more than 3. What the fuck? Tydred, what's going on? And see, you know, the people was saying that Todd and Kandi had allegedly open relationship, an open marriage or some shit. You know, they used to do threesomes and all that stuff or whatever. So why y'all just couldn't get bitches together? See? Opening up your marriage or doing threesomes for your marriage and all that stuff, that don't necessarily mean that y'all gonna all stay together or whatever, that's gonna be the end all be all and the fix for things. Maybe it'll be the thing that break the shit up, okay? But we don't know exactly what's going on. That's what the insider told the people. We don't know if that's really 100% true, but from what I'm hearing, could be. It's looking more something like it is. But shit, bitch. Tied your little ass out here cheating. What? Niggas be over the marriage before the woman do. And they just be, oh, Lord, they just don't give a damn. Be sloppy with it. And speaking of slop, 24 minutes into this, let's get into what we came here for. And truth be told, I cut this off right after I finish talking to this, but y'all will probably be mad and be like, bitch, now you know you're supposed to at least give us an hour. So let's talk. Let's talk. Tamar, Funky Dineva versus Tamar, round 3. Okay? Round 3. You know? Round 1, when the stuff initially happened and, you know, he put out there, bitch, clear my name. Round two was when she put the post out there and then took it down, and then he got up there and read her ass again. Round three, ding, 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 is what happened in the past couple of days. Actually, let's say round four. No, I'm going to say round three because she didn't rebuttal yet. And if she has, I haven't synced it. I think I finally got blocked on Instagram. I don't know. Couldn't find her page, okay? So that I can go over there and see what she sneak dissing and all that shit for, research purpose for this story. But anyway, bitch, let me tell you something. I for sure thought this whole situation was over and done with. Between Funky and I'm gonna call him Q. Okay, that's Quinn. That's his name or whatever. I thought this situation was over and done with, because I hadn't heard nothing about it. The actual visual for that heartbreak shit came out. The album, she actually released it on iTunes. I thought it was over and done with. Okay, nobody else was talking about that shit no more. And so, she goes on to L'Oreal podcast. I think it was a podcast, right? Do she have a radio show or something like that? I don't know what the fuck L'Oreal does. So it was either a radio show or a podcast, and she was talking to Tamar. They had a little interview. Did I watch it? Absolutely not. Didn't care. There's that. Moving on from that. So I didn't even look at what happened. I saw that they did, it was clips going around that she was doing a podcast with the lady or whatever, interview with the lady. Okay, cool. Maybe it was to promote, my thinking is promote her, her little EP. Okay, that's what the people supposed to do when they got product out. You gotta go ahead and promote that stuff these days because everybody ain't Beyonce. They can't just put the shit out in the sales. Okay, there's that. And sometimes when she do that shit, that's neither here nor there. Okay, but... Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. Today is Wednesday. Monday night. And I mean, probably around like 10 could be, or 9 or 10 or something like that. I don't know. Probably 9 something, 10 something, whatever. I hadn't even been on Twitter like that. I wasn't on Instagram like that. I ain't even gonna hold you. Monday was a rough day. Monday was a rough day for me. I'll talk about that later, but Monday was a rough day for me, okay? And so I just had to take a moment where I just had to take a step back. And all of this is actually kind of triggering. I'm not even going to hold you. All of this is actually kind of triggering, bringing up old shit, especially given that I had experience with this lady. So seeing this being played over and over and over again, it's just like, God damn, people won't learn to just not trust this bitch. And this ain't coming from a bitter place. This is coming from a place of a lesson learned. This is coming from a place of, you see this shit happening over and over and over again. Why do y'all keep falling into this trap with this woman? Okay. But I opened up Instagram and I'm seeing a clip of Funky Dineva putting it out there. And I see the title of the clip saying, Funky Dineva said that Tamar was fucking around with Mendeecees and she was kissing all up on Mendeecees. I said, bitch, wait a fucking minute. I said, hold on. And so I'm going on Twitter and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck just happened for him to go at this woman like that? I'm confused because I'm like, I ain't heard shit about Tamar in a minute. What happened? And right when I put that tweet out trying to ask what happened, I opened up my YouTube app and there was the 15-minute video portion of the live that he talked about this whole situation. And basically when she was on there doing that little interview with L'Oreal, she was asked about what happened with that incident, that fake ass incident where she allegedly, but didn't, woke up in blood and she had her teeth all out on the floor. And there are far too many people who get off on the sexual abuse. What is this? What is it about? Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, yeah. I get that. She right. But anyway, when she said, and see, this the thing. The people keep on forgetting that not only did the lady say that she woke up in a pool of blood because her teeth had fell out on the floor, right? She also said that she fractured her nose. A fracture is a slight break, okay? It's an almost break, meaning that It cracked, but bitch, it ain't break all the way. Trust and believe, I know. I fractured something and it hurt just as bad. Okay? It's a little bearable, but it's still painful, okay? And that shit swells up. And if you don't feel it right away because of that goddamn adrenaline, the very fucking next day, bitch, once your bodies come down and everything, them nerves wake the fuck up, oh, you're gonna feel that shit. And I say that for a fucking purpose. Because there are some people that really still think that what she did or what she said happened to her truly happened to her. It does not make sense, and you don't even have to you don't have to be a rocket scientist to even say that. Okay, you don't have to be a medical professional to say that. You don't have to be a fan of or a non-fan or whoever the fuck. You could be a neutral person. You just gotta have fucking common sense. Okay, you wake up in a pool of blood and your teeth is on the floor. If that happened to me, I'm not going to Instagram the very fucking next day and telling the people, oh my God, I thought I almost died because I woke up today in a pool of blood and I don't know what the fuck happened. Why do I need to tell the public that? I would not come on here and tell y'all that. And if I was to tell y'all something like that shit happened to me, it'd be after I'm done healing. After, I go get myself together. And then the only reason why I would come and make a statement is because, or, post something on my account is so that you won't be looking for videos and you'll understand why you won't be getting any videos. And even then, I'll just say, I had a medical emergency. I can't do any videos for a while. I won't even go into details until I know all of the details and I'm comfortable with putting it out there because I'm not looking for sympathy, okay? I'm just letting y'all know because sometimes y'all be on my ass. And you ain't finna be on my ass while I'm up here trying to heal, okay? Have a little consideration. That's what I would do. But you do this literally right after, and you say you was so weak, but you was not weak enough to write this whole story. Pick up your phone and put this Instagram post up. Now call this man and tell him what was going on. You were so weak, and then you got people blaming this man for all of this stuff, and you couldn't come out. We'll get to it, okay? Buckle up, bitches. I said they would love y'all. Y'all my bitches, y'all my niggas, y'all my fam. Because somebody finna get offended because I said that. Oh, y'all so sensitive sometimes, goddamn. We been here how long? We should know this, bitch. I love y'all, okay? This what it is. Moving on, you did all of that. And then when all of this pop off with Funky calling your ass out because you didn't put a stop to the situation that was going on at hand, meaning saying that he had nothing to do with you and your face getting fucked up, allegedly. You get on Instagram, not even Instagram Live, you get on TikTok Live. And the only reason why I knew about this was because a friend of mine, shout out to Keandra, she literally just texted me talking about the shit. She the one that gives me the information. Key texted me and was like, girl, go look, Tamar is on live and all that stuff. I was like, what's her page? I didn't even know that she was on TikTok. I didn't even know what her thing was, so she gave me the link. I look and I click right the fuck back off, bitch. And I waited for the clips to come up on Instagram or whatever. And you want to know why I clicked off? I clicked off because I'm looking at this person who literally had just said the weekend prior, and this is a few days after the weekend, that she woke up in a pool of blood and that her teeth was knocked out on the floor and she don't know what happened. And not only that, but her nose was fractured, right? I'm looking at her put makeup on. I'm looking at her speaking with no problem, no pain. There's no swelling. Her face looked the exact same. The nose looked the exact same. There's no indentation where a break could have happened or whatever, because they would have had to go in and fix that shit. Probably would have cut something, whatever. Bitch, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Your face not swollen at all. Bitch, what is going on? And I know it's been a couple of days, but shit, bitch, it still be a little bit of swelling. Okay, let's say the swelling go down a little bit. But you standing there putting makeup on heavy-handed. You putting makeup on heavy-handed on the parts that should be swollen and that should be painful. I don't give a damn if you taking meds to reduce the pain. You still gonna feel that, and you gonna do it light. You're not gonna be on there heavy-handed just padding and doing all of this and all of that stuff. And I'm like, bitch, what? You look the exact goddamn same. Then you look at Braxton. The Braxtons this season went to Wanda. Mind you, Tawanda had already told me about the accident that she had. And she told me this is exactly what she said. She said, now watch when you watch the Braxtons. Okay? Shout out to Tawanda. I'm just going to put this little shit out there. She said, now watch when you watch the Braxtons. You're going to see that I had gotten into an accident. And I fractured my fucking shit. And you're going to see it. Okay, you're gonna see me with the fucking fracture. You're gonna actually see my goddamn face. You don't see hers. And I said, oh, she wasn't laughing. She wasn't laughing because you did see it. And throughout her time of healing, we saw the process of her healing each and every time we got on the screen. We saw the swollenness. We saw the scar. We saw the cut. We saw all of that because it was fractured. She had also busted out her teeth too. Girl, and she got hit by a fucking car. What? And I was just like, bitches be lying so fucking much. And then, of course, you got people that still want to believe that, okay, this did happen. People like, where's the proof? Because you're going out still. I fuck my face up. I don't want to do shit. I'm canceling everything and I'm not going outside because I don't feel like it. And I just feel like if you mess up anything up in here, you probably gonna have a headache. You just gonna be irritable. You're just going to be irritable. I cannot even deal with a fucking sinus infection, baby. I can't deal with it. I don't want to do anything because all of this irritated and ain't nothing broken. That's just from a sinus fucking infection. So imagine if that's been broken. Have you ever had to get your teeth knocked out? That shit is painful, bitch. That shit is painful. Okay? But you out and about a couple of days later. What? That don't make sense. You don't even allow yourself to heal. You still just going out after this. And people still not putting two and two together that something about this ain't right. Okay? Then when the people kept on saying, where's the proof of this? Where's the proof of that? And some of the people was trying to like the holes is poking. The holes is poking in the story. And they like, bitch, this shit ain't adding up. Then all of a sudden you want to put this video out with this doctor, quote unquote, if she even is a doctor, no shade, I don't know, from Miami of all people, okay, of all places, that is trying to say that when we saw her and all this stuff and she came down 24 hours later after the whole situation, it was an emergency surgery or whatever, and showing pictures of somebody's mouth. We never even saw we didn't see we didn't see the nose. We didn't see that mouth was not her mouth. If you know how her face is, you know that mouth was not her mouth. That was something else, okay? That was some bullshit and it was poorly put together. Poorly put together. If you wanted the people to believe you, you should have just showed the real pictures of you. Baby, you would have got all of the fucking sympathy in the world. And that's how you played this shit fucking wrong, okay? You should have just went, bitch, I would have rather you, unfortunately, just did a Brandy from What Love Got to Do with It. Or not What Love Got to Do with It. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Put some oranges in a sock and fucking hit yourself in the face and then show us the pictures to make it seem like it was true. Since the people was on your ass and they weren't falling for it. If that was the case, then they would have shut the fuck up and said, God damn, bitch, that's crazy. But then again, they would have said your ass crazy when it came out that you was doing that for some fucking attention. But, they already saying it now. But hey, I'm just saying, I'm trying to give suggestions. I'm trying to help out, okay? But I'm like, that don't make sense. And what also don't fucking make sense again, you live in Atlanta. Funky Dineva said that you called him or you texted him asking for Dr. Heavenly's number. And you got your veneers done down there. How come you could not go to the doctor or to the person who did your veneers so that they can fix that? Why wouldn't you go to the hospital to get your stuff looked at? Okay, that's a point that's going to come up again. Then you have a doctor that's down there. Okay, bitch, I know you got a doctor that's down there that could have helped. Like, who finna fly in 24 hours to Miami after the event that happened? Absolutely the fuck not. That comes into play too, because in the interview or whatever the clip that the people saying, She said that the friend found her, but then she said that she woke up by herself in a pool of blood. Then she said the friend found her, woke her up, whatever, and they was like, "Let's go to an ambulance. Let me call an ambulance." And you didn't want to call an ambulance. You didn't want to call nobody. So which one is it? Did you go to the hospital? Did you fly to Miami 24 hours after the incident? You didn't want to call the ambulance? What's going on? The story keeps changing. It's not making sense, right? For all of this to happen, and then for people to still be upset at Funky Dineva for saying what he said, the way he said it. Timing may be a little bit off. I'll give you that. Because truth be told, Funky, or I should say Quentin, if you watch this, which you probably not, but shout out to you. The thing of it is, you should have put it all out when you first started putting it all out. You should have put it all out when you initially started putting it all out. That first live that you did, that's when you should have, and you stopped yourself from putting it out there. You were still trying to spare that bitch. No shade. You were still trying to spare that lady. But you still got played at the end. And it happens time and time again with her. Time and time again. No fucking shade, y'all. It does. And if you were to open and be real with yourself, you know it because you've seen it. You ain't had to experience it, but you saw it. You saw it each and every fucking time. This woman had something coming out. Ever since she was not with Vince, she got something coming out. She want to do something. There's this big skeptical around it. Okay, spectacle around it or whatever. I gotta get my words together while I'm up here trying to read a bitch. Big spectacle around it all the time. Media-driven, blog-driven drama all the fucking time just to get attention on her. And for what? Because it does absolutely nothing. It does nothing but make her look bad. And then make her delusional fans that can't see, oh, girl, you don't have to do this. I'm still going to support you, but you don't have to do things like this because we still going to listen. We want to hear you sing that shit, bitch. That's all that we want. We don't need all this other stuff, okay? So when all of this went down, prior to that, Funky and Tamar was on a video and we seen them walking into that club. And I was confused when I first saw it because they had the signs up that was spelling out Tamar's name. Mind you, in the caption, I believe it said something about happy birthday to Funky or something like that. But it was Tamar leading the way. Tamar was eating it up and all of that stuff with the sparklers and everything. And, the champagne going. And, it was her thing. That's how she was walking through that club. And Q was behind her. And he looked so fucking uncomfortable because he didn't want to go, come to find out. Mind you, that video was put out days before, a couple of days before. Or the day before. We saw that prior to this whole incident went down. And I'm bringing that up because it's people that want to keep saying Funky put himself in this situation. She never mentioned his name. You the one that opened up your mouth and said that you didn't do nothing to her. No, you dummies, okay? You can't rewrite history. We are having revisionist history here, and we're not going to do that. That video was put out first. That's how we knew that they were together. And that is the reason why the peoples was saying, damn, Funky must have had something to do with it. Did he drug her? Did he get her drunk? Or did what happened? Because, he had a history with those things, not drugging, but, he had his own personal drug use. You know what I'm saying? And so people like to bring that up. I get it. But at the same time, they was accusing him of heinous things because they saw her and him in that video together. That was before and what sparked it off for him being upset because, yes, you expect me to sit back and be fucking quiet after you up here trying to accuse me of doing something so fucking heinous to somebody else that I considered a friend at the time? Just because you don't like me or you know of my past history with drugs and alcohol and stuff like that? Are you fucking serious? And you think I'm gonna sit back and be quiet? But then you want to make it seem like, oh, he had no right to fucking say nothing or he inserted himself. No, the people inserted him in there. No shade. That's literally what it was. The facts are facts. Go back and look. You can easily verify this, right? And then if that's my friend, and so now is, oh, he's not a good friend. Technically speaking, if you want to be real, they both aren't. And I'll get into that in a second. But in this situation, it's not about him being a real friend. It's about her being a real friend. Because if you were a real friend to him, and if you had no motives against him, which he clearly looks like he had no motive against you because he looked lost up in the goddamn video, why wouldn't you just come out and say, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with him? He didn't do nothing. He dropped me. Listen, I went home. He went home. He never came upstairs. That's all you had to say. Literally, if you was off the internet and didn't see what was going on, so she claims that this is what Funky had put out in the original post months ago, in a text message and all that stuff. Why did it take you so long to just, after your friend telling you what was going on, you were so weak, but you was able to muster up the strength to post the Instagram post saying, oh my God, I woke up and surrounded by blood and my teeth was on the floor and my nose was fractured. I don't know what happened and all of this or whatever. But you was weak then, but you was too weak to just put a post up once he told you what was going on and to be like, yo, he had nothing to do with it. And this could have been dead right then and to keep it up. No, you waited days. And then you giving an excuse that you was in the hospital, which I don't believe either. Okay, you knew exactly, get the fucking feather. You knew exactly what was going on. And if you're still buying it at this point, your common sense is not common, okay? So there's that. And then, so if somebody did that to you, you would just sit back and take that shit? Absolutely the fuck not, and don't sit here and fucking lie, okay? And we ain't saying that Q was an angel because we already fucking know. The bitch is messy. The bitch is messy, okay? And so that's why I was so confused after that whole situation went down. We synced that back and forth. Okay, cool. Everything died down. Next thing I know, he's going off and saying basically, bitch, the last person that was with you was Mendici and his friend that went upstairs with you. So if you want to find out what happened to you allegedly, you better ask Mendici and his friends because y'all was the one up in the car with me. We was in the Uber. You was on his lap and y'all was just kissing and kissing, making me uncomfortable. And I've been uncomfortable this whole time. Every time he'll pop up and y'all up in the club that night, that very night in that same club, and he alleged that that man was had his hands all up between her legs and stuff, whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my goodness, bitch, what? And the only reason why I'm a little gagged by it is because I was so confused when this whole thing happened, and the people was coming out and saying, oh, bitch, she was up there fucking around with Mendici and Yandy might have beat her ass. That's probably what happened. And the whole time, y'all remember, I was like, bitch, what the fuck did y'all come up with this? I said, that was so goddamn random. And then the video promo for that goddamn visual album dropped. And Mendici is in the video playing the love interest that she's cheating on, okay? And then I was like, oh, so all of this is for promotion of an album. And you heard the text messages that Funky read about her saying, please don't mess this up for me because I put all this money into this to get this project out. She did not care about him. So for you and the people to say that he wasn't being a good friend, he could have put her on blast a long time ago, even before it got to the point where he put her on blast the first time. Okay? I'm telling you what's going on, and you're more concerned about your album and your this career, this EP that nobody gives a fuck about. Because who's talking about it now? Who's talking about it now? Nobody. They're talking about the fact that you allegedly could possibly be a homewrecker. Okay? That's what it is. Girl, my stomach just growled like a bitch. What's going on with that? That's what it is, you know? And then you do that and you're still so fucking self-centered. So when he put that video out on that live and he put out that Mendici and her was doing it or whatever, allegedly together and all of that stuff. And then she comes out with a statement from that's on given through her lawyer. And I can tell that she wrote that. If I'm trying to squash and I feel so hurt about the fact that somebody is coming out that I let into my circle and they're trying to say that I am out here doing some adulterous things with a alleged married man, because we don't know if did we ever find out that Yandy and Mendeecees were technically really married yet, like for real, or not? You know, but either way, that still was her man. Okay, and everybody knew that they was together. Okay, and then you put this statement out only for it to be mostly acknowledging and talking about the fact that you put all your time and energy into Heartbreak Retrograde, and you know you guys made it #1 on the R&B charts, and you know it was this and it was that. It was mostly talking and still promoting her EP. And you want to tell me that this all wasn't a fucking scheme? This all wasn't a fucking ploy to get eyes on her EP? Because even in the midst again of drama, you're focusing on the EP and not necessarily what's really truly being said. But then you want to come up and say, oh, this is affecting the people around me and the people involved and their family and their kids and all that stuff. Girl, you don't give a shit. Because if you did, you wouldn't put yourself in this predicament. You wouldn't put yourself in a lot of shit. You don't be thinking about other people's kids and stuff like that. I don't even stop it. That's so late. Okay. And again, I was like, where's all this coming from? It's coming from when she did the interview and they was talking about what happened, and she said she still didn't know what happened when she woke up. She said that night she went out to a party for a friend, or somebody I thought was a friend or some shit, and it was the way that she said it. It was subtle, it was slight, it was small, but it was shady. And if you know how she rolls, that's what she does. And she does subtle, small, shady little messaging like that, so that when the person that is directed to that picks up on it without saying their names, but that person know exactly who they're talking about, she's talking about, they respond. And then so when they respond, the people looking at them like, bitch, she didn't even fucking say nothing. Case in point. So now the people looking at Funky Light or Q Light, she ain't really say nothing, so why are you doing all of this? And that's why I said he should have went on ahead and let it all out that first time. That's what he should have did. That's the only part where he went wrong at. Because I get it. You get it. Everybody else want to act like they don't get it. But would I have went that hard? Nah. Honestly, I would have let it slide. It ain't even letting it slide. I wouldn't even let that shit get to me. Okay, like, fuck that bitch. Fuck it, whatever. But given who Funky Dineva is, she better be glad that that man spared her this long. And my whole thing is, when you get... I never understood how did they become friends, because he used to lay into her ass. And one thing about me, I'm not becoming cool, and I'm not becoming... We can fix the issue if we had an issue, and 9 out of 10, it's a one-sided issue, because I don't even fucking understand why you probably got an issue with me. So if you got an issue with me and we had beef and you want to go back and forth with me, okay, fine. But you want to make up, we can... You can say you're sorry, and if I want to forgive, I'll forgive. But we're not going to be cool, meaning that we're going to be talking to each other. We're going to be friends, and I want to befriend you and all that stuff. And actually, all that shit, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. So in this situation, I was confused as to why them two became friends. He used to dog her out. Justified. Okay? And then it's like, at the same time, why are you befriending somebody that talked all that shit about you and did all that or whatever, and now, you know, you want to be cool, and then kind of find out that she reached out to him. That's also her MO. That is also her MO. Most of the time, the people that be around her that y'all know that are popular or whatever, they don't reach out to her. She reaches out to them to get them over there and make it seem like, you know, butter up to them. How do I know? She did it to me. Okay? I never reached out to Tamar. I never reached out to her. And if you go back, I wish you could have found it. I wish I had those saved. But if you go back in the day, when I first started doing the Braxton Family Values, Tamar got on my nerves. I used to read that bitch all the time. And see, this is how she got me. Because and if you watch my reviews or whatever, and I've said this time and time again, I respect and like it when a person that is on the show that I am reviewing and they do some fuck up shit and I have to criticize them. I have to get at, read their ass or whatever, and they don't take it personal. And they can still ha with it. And they don't take it personal, and they'll tell me that shit. I've had that happen. And so one of the first instances of that happening was when she reached out to me. Okay? That's just what it was. And so that's why I thought that she was cool. I was like, okay, she could take this shit. Come the fuck to find out, no, she can't. No, she can't. All right? That's just a ploy to get you in, to reel you in. All right? Make it seem like, oh, I'm on your side and you can tell me anything. I understand we friends or whatever. Cool. And you can do this and do that. But truth be told, no, she wants you to kiss her ass. Okay? And when it comes to the Funky Dineva situation and them being friends and then you doing all this stuff that he claims that you did, why would you do that with Funky Dineva of all people? Blogger of all bloggers who has no filter and who will tell it if he needs to, if you fucking... And see, that's the thing. Most of the time, Funky ain't gonna come at nobody unless he's provoked by that person. I said most of the time. Unless he's provoked by that person. And all he kept saying throughout this whole thing was to leave him alone. He could have, and I'm not finna sit here and act like, okay, like I said, he could have ignored what she said in that interview. Because to me, I didn't feel like it was just that deep to go this hard at this time. But again, you just don't know. You just don't know how people feel. And at this point, you don't know what they're going through. We already know about his health diagnosis. And, he probably was just tired of people fucking with him. Okay? And there probably was some other shit that probably was going on in the circle that we don't know because we don't know all the people... she be playing out in the background because that's how she works too. Ask me how I know. Because when that whole K. Michelle situation went down, yeah, okay? Oh, yeah, baby. And the same thing that I'm saying now, why are you doing this and befriending a person like this and wanting to use this man because that's what she does. I don't know what it is that she got with the gay community and people have been clocking this for years. She did this shit with Kevin and Mikhail from the Scorpion Show. She did this shit with her own friend LaTroy or ex-friend now, okay? She uses the people from the LGBT community, mostly the men, and then once she's done with them, she throws them to the side to the wolves and sacrifice their asses. And whatever fucking happens. That's what she did with LaTroy. Now, see, I don't even fuck with LaTroy. Didn't like that motherfucker. Still don't. Okay? But at the end of the day, he used to go up for her. I mean, that was one of her little pit bulls. Okay? That was one of her little bodyguards. Anytime something went down, bitch, he came through, was cussing this person out, that person out, all that shit on her behalf. But as soon as that Chrisean shit happened, where somebody got assaulted, and you trying to cover that shit up for whatever fucking reason, and he put it out there because it needed to be put out there, and then you try to make him the scapegoat and try to make him the bad guy? Oh, hell no. Nah. That right then and there should have told you how the fuck the bitch was, okay? That should have told you how the fuck the bitch was. When she played Kevin and Mikhail, all because they did that interview with K. Michelle, because you think that you can control people. You think that you can control people to do what you want. Mind you, they didn't even say fucking nothing. They didn't say nothing messy. They let her speak. They did their job. You cannot tell somebody if they are not signed to a contract and given specific things that they can and cannot do, or else they'll get sued or this or that or that. You can't tell somebody that you don't own because you don't own who and what they can't say. And that was the whole thing. Mind you, for those that don't understand with that K. Michelle situation, Tamar inserted herself into that shit. Tamar started with K. Michelle, okay? Even when I was Team Tamar, because I was blinded, because the bitch was nice. And I always said this, she did come off as a good person because she was. And then she flips. Once she done with you, she'll flip and you'll feel it. I felt it and I knew, oh, this shit is off. Okay? But you coming up to me, girl, it was crazy. It was crazy. Okay? The way the shit happened, and there was some other stuff that was going on behind the scenes too. And then you publicly put that, oh, bitch, when y'all, listen, the ones that been there, y'all remember when the shit broke, okay? You remember when the shit broke, when all of a sudden she popped up on Twitter and she called me a fucking bitch? Everybody knew that was my good girlfriend, bitch. And let me tell you something. And what made me so sad about this whole situation, and I know it's still gonna be somebody that say, oh, y'all just bitter, y'all just miserable or whatever. It's not bitter, it's hurt. And I'm gonna be real with you, it's hurt. Every time I hear some situations like this going down and somebody getting hurt by this lady, it's triggering. Because when you've been there, it's like you're really reliving it all over again. It's fucking hurt. And if you know me, and see when Funky said in his video last night, I really cared about you. I really wanted to be your friend. I really genuinely wanted to love you. I said, damn. Kevin from the Scorpion Show said the same thing. I said the same thing. LaTroy said the same thing. Now Funky's saying the same thing. Everybody's saying the same thing. The ones that actually don't want shit from you, but to actually be your friend. I don't befriend people. First of all, it takes a minute for me to even let you call yourself my friend. And I don't get with people just so that they can do stuff for me. Never not once did I want anything from that lady. No. Every time she had a show and I went, I paid for it myself. Mind you, the tickets was only $25 fucking dollars. Who gives a shit, bitch? I don't. If the tickets was $100, I still would have paid. Okay, merch came out, I got it. I paid for it. I didn't want handouts because I don't ever want to make a person feel like I'm trying to use them. That's the only reason why I'm here being your friend, because I want to use you. That's not what I want. Okay? And that's what Funky was saying. Because at the end of the day, it feels like Funky probably got more connections than this bitch do, to be quite honest. Because she'd have burned so many goddamn bridges. And that's again, I'm not understanding, why would you befriend a person like that, knowing how he is when people fall out with him and how he chews them up, and you are not suitable to handle that. You don't know how to go through shit like that, bitch. You barely came out the K Michelle thing, and you still can't handle that. Like, I just don't understand it. So that's why the whole situation with them two coming together, it don't make sense on his part. It don't make sense on her part. And then when he said he feel like she basically used him to get that whole situation out about her and Mendeecees, and he fell for the bait. Maybe that was what it was, but still at the end of the day, it's stupid. Because again, you doing all of this stuff to drum up attention, to drum up drama and all of this. Every time you have a project that's coming out and nobody even gives a damn about the fucking project because the drama is more juicier than the fucking project and it overshadows the fucking project, which is pissing us off who actually care about the project. Because I ain't even gonna hold you, bitch. The lady is talented as fuck when it comes to that voice, for the most part. Mind you, we all have bad days, okay? But for the most part, she can sing her ass off. People do be wanting to hear you sing, but yet you overshadow it with the drama and the bullshit that's going on. And it seems like she's going through a midlife crisis too. She want to be young so bad. She want to be a hot girl. She want to be ratchet as fuck. She want to do all of this stuff. The titties out and all of that shit. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's not me. It's not for me to understand. That's why I don't keep up with it like that. Okay? But at the end of the day, it is a pattern. It's a pattern. I'm not mad at Funky for finally getting it off his chest. I'm not mad at him for getting it off his chest. Do I think he's lying? No, I don't. And it's not because of my issues with her. No, I don't. Okay, we've seen how she's exaggerated things and done shit for attention. We saw that whole situation with the Candy situation and how she tried to say that Ty did this and all this stuff, whatever, when we know that wasn't fucking true. We see how she is with people she gets into relationships with, and I'm talking about regular relationships, her men's. Okay, we saw that, bitch. Why is no one talking about the fact when Funky said that one time when we was doing a video, we came up into her place. Mendeecees was so drunk, whatever. It was almost as if he already knew how the place was, and he felt very familiar being there. And he just cuddled up on her couch and all that stuff, whatever. Walked past Vince, and Vince was up at that bitch too. Bitch, what is going on? What is going on, girl? Absolutely not. That ain't that. Listen, and if you still feel some type of way that man is lying or shouldn't be seeing, watching Danish Deception video, that colorless bitch is dumb, and I can see weight loss, boo. Oh, my sister. Anyway, but yeah, girl, everybody ain't lying on that lady. She is not a victim, okay? She's a victim. If she's a victim of her own doing, okay? That's literally just what it is. Because, again, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Like, and you also got to understand, too, remember, if you watched this last season of The Braxtons, remember when Tony and they got into that whole situation, Tony said, I'm the one that be cleaning up your mess with my publicist and my PI and my shit. And you don't even fucking know. Bitch, Tony, don't clean this one up. Don't clean this one up. Like, she got to soak in and sit in it. And it's finally somebody that's just telling her ass the fucking truth. Okay, what? And I said, you know, that shit hurt people. And I tell you to this day, the way that Funky was sitting there, and this is why I said that shit was so fucking triggering, because the way he was sitting there towards the end after he called her a common ass bitch. After he called her a common ass bitch, now let me tell you something. The only thing in that whole read that I ain't agree with, and I'm not gonna go up for, is what he said about the parents and all of that shit. That shit was like, God damn. I said, I wouldn't have said no shit like that. But yeah, the part where he was like, you know, and that shit hurts. Like, that's why he was doing this, because it hurt, because he really wanted to love her, at least attempt to love her, try to love her, and wanted to be her friend genuinely. And if you've been in that situation, even if it ain't, like, in general, when you try to be there for a person and you just want to see the best in them when everybody's seeing their worst. When I was cool with her, that's how it was. People used to always say, I don't understand how you like this person. I don't understand how you could be cool with this person. And I used to defend her tooth and nail. And these are to the people that I know personally. I'm like, she not like that. She not like that. And I was blinded because I honestly felt like she was a good person at the time. Until it got flipped on me. I honestly felt like she was being my friend. And I don't befriend people. And I'm going to tell you again, and I said this probably when I was talking a while ago when it initially happened. Because of this situation, and because that shit was so fucking traumatizing, the way that it went down, because there was some other parts to the story that I won't put out, but the way that shit went down, it traumatized me to this very day. I have a hard time befriending people or letting people into my circle. And I want that. I want to have a real circle of friends that I can truly, truly trust, you know, from social media and all that stuff, whatever. And in general, I can't do that. I can do it, but it's very hard to. My guard is always up. My trust, I don't trust people. I don't trust people. Because it was stuff that she did and a couple of other people that was involved in it too. And it fucked me over so bad. And it fucked me up so bad too. Okay? And you have to... I don't understand why people be using people. Like, you being okay with using people and allowing them to hurt and not realizing how this is going to affect them. That's a diabolical and a psychotic person to do some shit like that. Especially somebody that's really had your back. Bitch, I was in the trenches with this bitch. That whole K. Michelle shit, trying to be there for a bitch that you know was fucking wrong, but what? Like, ugh, it was a lot. So I get where Funky coming from. Mm-hmm. And I never got closer from that shit because even when we became like we had a slight conversation about some things after Kobe died, and I look at it, it wasn't no real conversation. It was just she glossed over. She never took accountability. She never said why. And it was like, you did what you did, I did what I did, we grow and all this stuff. I said, wait a minute, what did I do? And then next thing you know, bitch, I'm blocked because of the Candy situation. And listen, if a bitch keep blocking you on and off the time, all the time, I never forget when the whole situation went down with Kevin and Mikhail, and I had just retweeted the video because I was trying to, I'm showing support. Bitch, at the end of the day, them my bros. Okay? You can come and go, but bitch, them my niggas. We in this YouTube streets together. So I'm going to always show support to them. I'm going to always retweet their videos or whatever. And because I retweeted the video that they did with Kate Michelle or whatever, because this is a big thing. She was a big person at the time, for real. And she still is today, And she was really hot for real, because I think her album had just came out and it was doing so good or whatever. And she got in her feelings because I retweeted the video. And then I had realized that I was blocked. And I said, bitch, why you blocking me? Oh, it ain't nothing against you. It's just that I don't want to see that on my timeline. Oh, what? Mind you, that happened multiple times, bitch. I should have known then. See, y'all be trying to act like I'm just a mean ass bitch. Bitch, I got feelings and I be caring. And sometimes that be to the detriment of me because I didn't get myself in the same situation again recently. A bitch came back into my fucking life after ghosting me years ago and then just said, bitch, I can't be friends with you because I got my real friends or whatever. All because I didn't want a relationship at the time with that person. Mind you, I had just got out of something. Mind you, this happened at the beginning of the year. And all of this shit just went down now. Okay? And I let that shit slide. And then I got triggered again because a video of hers popped up on my fucking timeline on TikTok and talking about some situationship with a nigga. And I was like, oh, bitch, when I said something about a situationship, you crashed the fuck out on me. Because I don't want no situationship and all this stuff. But now, you all of a sudden, I don't want to be friends with you or whatever. Mind you, I ain't do nothing. When I say I ain't do nothing, I know a lot of people say they don't never do nothing, but bitch, when I say I didn't do nothing, I didn't do nothing. I literally thought that this bitch was my friend. I thought that this person was going to be my, my person. For real. Everybody needs that. I opened up to this person for real. And I already just said how hard that shit was. And then you do that. And then gonna get in her feelings because I said, fuck her. Bitch. Hell yeah, I'm gonna say that shit because I'm hurt. What the fuck? I said you can't come back in somebody's life and hurt them 100 times worse than what you did before. And then act like you didn't ever give a damn because it was the callous and the coldness of it. Like the bitch didn't give a fuck. As if I'm not owed an explanation, I'm not owed closure or whatever, or you're a fucking coward because you can't just, bitch, let me get the fuck up off of this shit. Okay? Girl, baby, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, don't fucking go befriending bitches that you had beef with. I don't give a fuck who said it would work. Okay, if you had beef with them, you want to fix that beef, fix the beef, but bitch, you ain't got to be friends. Move the fuck on from it. And don't do no backsliding. Don't take no bitches back after they done fucked you over before and they want to come back years later. Fuck them bitches. Okay, and move on to something better because your future is brighter. Your future is brighter with that. Bitch, girl, let me get the fuck up off of here. Okay, I told you this shit triggered the fuck out of me, bitch. Funky, you do what you gotta fucking do, bitch. Tamar, just leave the man alone. And just be quiet about it because at the end of the day, you can't. You're not gonna win it. You're not gonna win. You're not built for it, okay? That man, that's one of the motherfuckers I don't want to get into it with. Okay? No shade because he got a mouth on him. Bitch, and y'all know that shit. That motherfucker is fearless. And that's scary. I ain't gonna hold you. That's why I do not want to get into drama with people. I got into drama with one person on here years ago. And I didn't even understand why that happened. I think it was over a misunderstanding or whatever. I wasn't even talking about the person or whatever. And they assumed some shit or whatever. I didn't even know who they were. And next thing you know, we was going back and forth on if you was here from the beginning, bitch, you know exactly what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about. And then we became okay. And then we don't even talk no more because of the situation that happened at the blackout stuff. Oh bitch, yeah. And he actually they actually got me blocked, okay, for whatever reason. But you know, we hadn't had no association with each other, so I don't know. I just so happened to see on Twitter somebody had retweeted something, and I'm looking at the replies or whatever, because I do that. I got to see what y'all be saying in the replies, and then I was like, oh shit, this person got me blocked. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Well, let me block you back. We don't need no explanation. Whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, people are crazy. Okay. What the fuck else was going on? Will and Jada getting sued by that friend that came out talking about some Will was fucking somebody, some dude or whatever, and they got the pictures and the video and all this shit, and all because he said that Jada had threatened him. His name is Salam. Said Jada had allegedly confronted him in the lobby with about 7 members of her entourage, and he claims that she told him that if he kept telling her personal business, he would end up missing or catch up to the head. I said, oh shit, bitch, and demanded that he sign a non-disclosure, a NDA, bitch. I said, you know what, honestly, y'all gotta stop it, okay? Like, I know it's First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press, and all this shit or whatever, but it ain't freedom of consequences, okay? What do y'all be expecting when y'all come out and y'all try to expose people, or you put out lies against people, and then you want to be upset when they sue you for shit? That's like this Megan and Milagro shit, okay? Like, people getting their feelings saying, oh, this shouldn't be happening because then people gonna be scared to say stuff or whatever, and it should be this or whatever. No, if you are a person with integrity and you are just reporting the news and not putting your biased opinion in there, not literally partaking in situations that can help take a person down for whatever reason, making it a personal vendetta when you don't even know this person, you should be fine. You shouldn't be scared about the fact that these celebrities are suing bloggers, because they have been suing bloggers and gossip sites for years and decades, okay, on end. Y'all forgot when Hulk Hogan, fuck him, but y'all forgot when he sued Gawker. Gawker is no longer in service, okay? Bitch, Hulk Hogan sued that site because they put that sex tape up in his. Which they deserve to be sued for that, because who the fuck wanted to see that shit, and why would you put that up there like that? That's invasion of privacy, okay? Yeah, they sued, and he won. And they're no longer in service, okay? Y'all get to the point these days that y'all get so reckless and everybody want to call themselves a fucking journalist. You're not a journalist. If you did not go to school for journalism and get your degree in it, you are not a fucking journalist. You are just a bitch on the internet that just like to talk. And that's fine, because I'm a bitch on the internet that like to talk, okay? But I'm not going to put salacious shit out on somebody, and I'm not going to say things as fact when I don't know it. I'm not gonna put lies out there just to get clicks and all that stuff. I'm not going to sit back and get paid and be male centered just to take down somebody that did absolutely fucking nothing to me. Let that be a fucking lesson, okay? Because it gets you absolutely fucking nowhere. It gets you nowhere. That bitch went through all of that shit, and that nigga didn't even come to her defense. Did all of that for him and didn't even come to her defense to try to help her out. Bitch, child, because you want to know why? If he would have came to her defense, and I'm talking about the Megan and the blogger shit, if Tory would have came to her defense, that would have admitted for sure that, yeah, he had something to do with it. He was in on it too. Okay? That would have proved it, bitch. But anyway, yeah, y'all got to be careful with that shit. What was I talking about? How much he's suing her for? Anyway, and speaking of sex, did y'all watch? Okay, I ain't even gonna hold you. The Diddy documentary that came out, first of all, I thought it was gonna be a movie. I thought it was gonna be a documentary movie. I did not know it was gonna be 4 episodes, and each of those episodes is like an hour plus long. Had no intentions. Had no intentions of watching it. No, I didn't. Okay, but my coworker, he came in yesterday and today, and he was talking about it, and he keep on asking me, have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet? Nigga, no, I have not watched it yet. I did get started on it, and you know, peer pressure is a bitch, okay? Because I didn't have no inkling or desire to watch this shit. First of all, it's from 50 Cent, and I know it's not coming from a good place. And I say that because 50 Cent is very vindictive. 50 Cent is very petty as fuck. 50 Cent don't give a fuck about these victims. 50 Cent is an abuser himself. We know that. Okay, and now you're trying to put out a documentary on another abuser to call him out because his crimes have been put to the light and yours haven't. Oh, and you're only doing this because your baby mama was one of the ones. Oh, okay, but from what I'm hearing, it's a well put together documentary, and it is showing Sean Diddy Combs in the worst light. And I heard that the footage and all the behind the scenes shit that they got up in there, basically Diddy had hired a film crew when this whole situation was going down about the charges coming and all that stuff, and he was going to film himself because he literally thought this bitch was going to get off. And so they didn't get paid for it because the nigga went to jail. And so therefore Netflix swooped in and brought the footage. Bitch. So you filmed your own bullshit. And then here comes 50 Cent and the lady that did the docuseries. They said it's kind of put together. And I mean, I already knew. Like, I just seen so many things about this whole situation. And yes, Diddy was a terrible person since the jump. Okay? Since the jump. Now, I did watch the first episode, probably like 45 minutes into the first episode. And then I had to go back to work. But I'm gonna finish it. Cause you know, once I start something, I gotta finish it. I'm gonna finish it, and so far, there is nothing new that I saw in there that I didn't already hear before on other documentaries. So, besides the footage of him that he recorded recently when all these charges came, I said, you got to be crazy. When he was on that phone saying, you got to get somebody that can get the dirtiest of the dirt, that's okay with getting into the dirtiest of the dirtiest business. I said, oh my God, bitch, what? Do you know that you're being filmed? What the fuck? That felt like a mission to guilt to me. Okay. And then, girl, what is up with Kalina, bitch? Is the bitch on something? Like, is she being still by her husband or something? Like, what the hell is going on? Mind you, only seen her at the very beginning of that first episode, and she just comes off very aloof, very like she's on something, like she's struck. I don't know. But the part that got me in that first episode when the lady was up there talking about, I think her name was Miss Dickinson, I think her name is, and how she was in the video with him and all that stuff for that girl rap group or whatever, and then how she was over at his place and she gets this phone call talking about some, you know, people watching tapes of her doing stuff with him and everything, and she was like, oh my God, what the fuck you mean? And so come to find out that this man had assaulted her, drugged her, sexually assaulted her, all of that stuff, and she did sue him, and she had proof, bitch. Well, there's enough proof that it did happen at the time, for the simple fact that she had the letter that her parents typed up, and this is not no typer on a computer, bitch. This was late 80s, early 90s, bitch. That was on a typewriter. I said, that is old typewriter font from back in the day, bitch. I remember that goddamn font when I used to have to type up papers back in the day on the fucking typewriter. Bitch, that's how fucking old I am, bitch. We used to have typewriters. Then we had the laptop computers that was like a fucking brick, bitch. Okay? Hell yeah. And we had floppy fucking disks, the big ones, and then the little ones. Bitch, fuck yeah. Okay? Girl, I'm old. And I'm reading that shit, and she wrote it down in her journals and all that stuff. And then kind of found out that he would have parties and play these tapes of what he did to these women. And y'all watching it at the park. Wait, that is so... And nobody said nothing, nobody jumped there. You ain't know what that reminded me of? I'm finna get a little gay for y'all, okay? It's a show called Queer as Folks. And for the people that know, you know. So, yeah, I watched it. It was like... white boys, okay? Gays, you know? And it was this one, I don't remember his character name, but y'all, if you watch Quiz First, you know exactly what I'm finna say. The one dude that went to that party and he woke up, he was so fucking high because he was on drugs. He started using drugs. I don't know if he was drugged or he was just using drugs there. Either way, he got so drugged out that he blacked out and he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He woke up and the people was just laughing and they was laughing at him and, you know, ha ha ha, he, bitch. Next thing you know, he turned up and he still was just out of it too. But he came to a little bit to understand what the fuck was going on, because you wanna know what was going on the fucking big screen projector. Bitch, they had recorded them running a train on him. And he basically they R-word him. I mean, it was a sex party, but they R-word him. They R-word him because he was out of it. He couldn't consent. And then they recorded it and they was playing it. And then they was laughing at that motherfucker when he came to. Bitch, everybody would have got fucked up in that bitch, okay? I felt so bad for him. I would never forget that scene. I was like, oh my God. Oh, I don't understand people who do stuff like that, because I don't want to be with somebody that can't move, can't do nothing, can't respond. You know, that's not fun. Ugh. Sex is for pleasure and fun. Two consenting adults. That's what I feel like. You could throw reproduction in there too if you want to, but that's not my case. You know what I'm saying? You got to be active. I want you to be alert. I want you to tell me if you want this, you don't. Okay, bitch, get the fuck on. And then I'm going to be like, all right, shout, you know, you got yours, you good? Okay, because I'm a pleaser, bitch. You know, I go until you finish. Hey. But yeah, bitch, I seen that shit. I said, oh my God, bitch, you are disgusting. You are fucked up. Give him more than what he got, okay? Bitch, yeah, if you saw it, do it change your opinion? I don't know. Mary Crosby, keep your son in there. I don't know what's going on. Little Robert Jr., it's what happens when you have kids by your grandmother's husband. Girl, and I shouldn't say that, but I'm just saying. And I do kind of like Mary, but at the same time, I don't know. Remember when the little boy went and got married to the girl? They was up in there doing drugs and all that stuff. I will say that one season that Mary finally opened up about it, and she was raw with it. I think that was last season, not this current season, but last season. I really did feel her pain. I wasn't expecting her to be that open with it, crying on camera with it, and all of that, and showing what was going on. So I was like, oh, kudos. This boy has now been indicted on a list of 14 charges, 6 misdemeanors. They were dismissed, 6 of them. Because of some incidences that happened with his estranged wife. Okay. He pled guilty to the majority of them. And they said, okay, since you pled guilty to the majority of this shit, you're going to stay in prison until February 3rd, until you have your sentencing. They said the incident happened between September and November, where there were two attempted break-ins at his father-in-law house, once allegedly through a dog door, and a physical assault on him, the property vandalism, and even biting a police officer during the arrest. You are biting the goddamn police officer. What the fuck? Damn. As the part of the plea deal, a protective order was issued, and he broke it, and she filed for divorce a month ago. Bitch, let me tell you something. I know people be wanting to do reality TV sometimes or whatever, but I feel like if your child is going through it, or your family is truly going through some shit like this, certain things just, you should just back away, and you should give your full undivided attention to what's going on, because these people, the people don't really care. Okay, they want to see you fumble and you go through hard times for their entertainment, when this is your actual life. You need to give all the time to your child. I don't know what the fuck was going on over there in Mary house. Obviously, it seemed some shit that was going down. Everything ain't what it seemed, but you gotta, I don't know. This is what happens sometimes when you shelter kids too much too. And he's the only child too, and a boy. Oh, girl. And you got Travis Kelce talking about him and Taylor Swift ain't never had a fight or argument or whatever in the 2.5 years that they've been together. I said 2.5 years. Y'all been together for 2.5 years. I said, yeah, okay. Moving on. I don't give a shit. Brandy, Ray J versus the Carters. Or is it really Ray J versus the Carters? Girl, I don't even really want to get into this because it's all bullshit to me, if you ask me. And I just feel like Ray J is on his Kanye West shit. And what I mean by that is, you know how Kanye be going off the deep end when he ain't on his meds and just be doing some shit. And that's what I feel like Ray J has been doing. Ray J has been spiraling for a minute, okay? And I literally thought that, oh, we saw the peak of it when we found out on Thanksgiving when he pulled the gun out on Princess while on Twitch. And then it's people that's up there trying to defend him and all of that shit. I don't give a fuck what Princess did. I don't give a fuck what she said. I don't give a fuck if he claims that he saw her with this person, that person, or whatever. Y'all not together. She brought the kids over there for Thanksgiving. I don't give a fuck if you pissed off or whatever at what you... I don't care. There's no justifying reason for you to pull a weapon out and load that bitch on live, okay, as the evidence there. And then you hear the commotion in the background that's going on. And then Princess got the kids and you doing all of this shit in front of the kids, traumatizing them. So I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm not going to stand for that. Then you get on the internet talking about some, man, you been to 6 shows and all this stuff and you ain't come say hi to Brandy and all this stuff. Beyonce and Jay-Z, we love you too. We love you too. Bitch. My truth be told, I don't even feel like they would have been there had Kelly not been there. Okay? That's just all that it is to it. You know, okay? But at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes Ray J do be Brandy's mouthpiece, even when Brandy don't even fuck with that nigga. And at this point, I don't know if that's what it is. Yes, he did pop up on the tour. We saw them hug it out, and this was previous. This was after because previously Ray J said that the family really wasn't fucking with him. Ray J said that Brandy wasn't fucking with her, with him and all that stuff because he's an embarrassment. That's basically what it is. And so now because you all of a sudden popped up on the stage with her one night, everything's supposed to be all to the good that you feel comfortable enough to once again insert yourself in business that is not your business. I don't give a fuck if he's her sister. I mean, if he's her brother. Oh, I'm going to take her for my brother. I'm going to take her for my sister. I'm going to take her for my sibling. Did she tell you to do that? Okay, did she tell you to do that? Do you even know if she really had an issue with the fact that she didn't talk to Beyonce? Do we truly know that she didn't talk to Beyonce? Okay, like, what? I'm so confused. Now you starting all this shit up, and Kelly gotta go back on tour with these bitches. And no shade, I ain't calling them bitches out of disrespect or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. Gotta go back on tour with all this shit that's going on. Are you serious? Are you serious? And at the end of the day, she came there to see Kelly. And if you mad that she took a picture and all that shit with Monica and Beyonce have been friends or acquaintances and all that shit. They have been friendly for years. Monica was at her 21st birthday. Monica was at another family event. I will never forget when they was down there in New Orleans. And this was right after Solange got married. Monica is damn near in the family. Almost. You know what I'm saying? She's family adjacent. Tina love that girl. Beyonce love them, all that shit. Solange love her, all that shit. So of course she gonna take a picture with her. Could she have went over there and took a picture with Brandy? Yeah, if Brandy was out there, she would have got a picture too. And there's a video that had popped up showed that Brandy just walked right past, like she didn't see nothing because she was trying to go to the stage. All this shit was happening before. Like, it's not that fucking deep. Y'all making all this big issue over this shit. And then Brandy, I don't know if that was Brandy account that put that shit on that fan page or whatever. People was trying to say that it was Ray J. I want to hope that it was Ray J that hacked her shit. Because put that, oh, you up here, down, you came up here in my outfit or some shit like that. I said, your outfit, bitch, since when? See, this is why I thought it was hacked. Because I'm like, or that it was Ray J that was doing it. Because I'm like, you don't even wear shit like that. So what are you talking about? Girl, it was like, you should have went on ahead and took a picture with me because it could have went viral. And I'm like, what? Then they deleted it. Then her management, quote unquote, come out and say that her account was compromised. I was just like, I don't know what to believe. And at the end of the day, I don't care. Okay? Y'all make it seem like, you know, and then this leads to the discussion of, oh, y'all act like Beyonce and Jay-Z are gods and all that stuff. No, y'all acting like that. Because you expect them to do everything and be everywhere for everybody. But yet you say they overrated and all this other stuff. Now, which one is it, bitch? Which one is it? Why do you care so much? Why do you care so much? And Ray J, they will never take a fucking picture with your ass at this point. All right? They weren't there for you either. Okay? They were not there for you. And mind you, Patti LaBelle was out there. They took pictures with her. They got history with her. Everybody that was out there in that tundra, that tunnel, whatever, they was associated with the lady. Okay, so I don't understand what the problem is, and that is they think they too good and all this stuff. Oh, bitch, I supposed to come to your dressing room? You see I'm out here, bitch. You come outside too, like everybody else. Monica was out there, and she got her picture. Kelly had to come out there and she got her picture, bitch. She made Kelly come out there and get her picture. I ain't gonna lie, that video with Kelly opening the door and Michelle was there in the way that she was so fucking happy. That shit just warmed my heart. I want some sisterhood like that. I said, oh, that is so sweet, bitch. I love the fact that they still got their sisterhood intact. And I'm talking about all three of them because they love the shit out of Michelle. We don't see Michelle that often. I love how low-key Michelle is. Michelle just be doing her own thing, bitch, for the Lord. Okay? And she said, y'all can go over there, be harlots all you want to. I'm going to be over here and I'm going to be fully clothed and I'm going to do my stuff for the Lord. And we still going to reconnect and we still going to be together and we still sisters in Christ. That's what we are. I said, I love that. Because when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no, bitch. I know that's right. Oh, y'all don't listen to Ray J, okay? Ray J always fucking up some shit. Ray J done fucked up the thing because now you got the people digging into Brandy past, talking negatively about Brandy and how she used to be towards Beyonce, how she used to be towards Kelly. Then you're talking about Kelly, and then you're talking about Beyonce and all this shit. It's always a messy ass man that's starting a fucking drama between women. God damn. God damn. Damn it, bitch. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, can somebody tell me what the fuck happened at that birthday party where them kids got shot up? I think it was like 3 kids died and an adult or something like that in Stockton, California. That is fucked up. I don't give a fuck what's going on, baby. Y'all could have waited. A 2-year-old birthday party and y'all coming there guns blazing like that? Oh, find them motherfuckers and put them under the jail, bitch. Put them under the gap. Traumatize them kids. Oh, I seen that shit. I said, what the hell? We can't celebrate kids' birthday parties. You'll be like, oh, they so young, they ain't gonna remember this. Watch this be the birthday party that 2-year-old remember. I remember when I was 2 years old and my little cousin got shot. Bitch, what? Who wants that as a fucking memory? Oh, y'all gotta stop it. Y'all gotta stop it. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm finna be up in here nodding off like, y'all seen the way, that man in office was sitting in that meeting and he was just. Now, one thing about it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, y'all call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. That was funny. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was. See, I can take a joke. Bitch, that shit was funny. I ain't even gonna hold you. But bitch, was he ever caught nodding off like that? I mean, that bad? Sleepy Don? What the fuck? That motherfucker said, I said, get him a pillow. Get him a pillow and throw a blanket on him. He probably cold. Okay, you know how older people is. They get cold real quick. That's why they always had the heat up on 80-something. Bitch, it is sweltering in here. Oh, no, it's not. I'm cold. My grandma used to do that. Oh, my goodness. Coming to the house, and it's like 90 plus degrees. Okay, yeah, it's a little cool outside. And when I say a little cool outside, 60 degrees. Why is it 100 plus up inside your house? It ain't no window open. And then get mad when we want to crack the window. Bitch, older people be killing me sometimes. Okay, y'all be playing too many games. But anyway, yeah, you guys, y'all enjoy yourself. I knew that shit was going to take up the majority of the shit. It is what it is. That's what y'all really wanted to hear anyway. But, ain't nothing else going on. I seen the people doing their Spotify wrap-ups. Shout out to everybody that was sending me the fact that I'm in their top 5 of who y'all watch on YouTube. Oh, y'all warm my heart. Like I said, Monday, I was having a real bad day. I really was. And it be the little things. it really be the little things that'll put a smile on your face and, cheer you up and all that stuff. And I seen this tweet, and it was like, what was the biggest thing that you accomplished in 2025? And I had said the biggest thing I did was not get as depressed as I usually do. And I've noticed that, like, I've been in a lighter headspace, but I've had my moments. But it ain't never been as bad as it was when it was the worst. So I take that as a win all the time for anything. But oh, I don't want to get mushy. It's at the end of the month. Oh my God. Girl, I can't listen. This is the first time I'm going on a fucking trip and I am not excited. Maybe I get excited when a week comes. It's literally the day after Christmas, okay? But right now I'm just so goddamn tired, bitch. I want to go to bed. I gotta go do my exercise. Oh, I'm so glad I've been so consistent, y'all. I've been so fucking consistent. I have been so consistent, like daily getting all of my stuff in, and I'm so proud of me for doing so. Cause bitch, it was a time that it was a struggle. I'd be like, you know what? I do it tomorrow. Oh my God, I feel so good about that. I'm telling you, it's the little things, bitch. But anyway, enough about me. Y'all be good. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for support. I love y'all so fucking much. And I will see y'all later. Be safe, bitches. Oh. Be safe, y'all. Okay, that's a little less harsh. Be safe, y'all. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Peace.